Vape vlog. Well, I tell you what, it's been a long time since I've done any kind of vlog style of talking to the camera, not really doing any kind of reviews or anything of that sort. This is just a one on however many watch this type of thing here. First, I do want to just kind of cover some things, not really like what I've been vaping on, but what I have set up for reviews. Keep in mind, all of these products, except for one here, I've bought myself. So just keep that in mind when you say, well, why haven't you reviewed this, that, or the other? I review what I can afford to buy. Kicking it off here first for reviews coming up, we have the Vaporesso Cross Pro. That's right, this little beauty right here, which I'm already in the midst of testing on. Oh yeah. Then as well, we also have the Peak from Geek Vape. Notice I haven't even opened this thing yet. Just got it in yesterday. And I also got the WinX Q Mini from Geek Vape as well to take a look at here and test. Going on from that, for another pod system, we got the Night Q Kit from Smoant. Remember Smoant? Yeah, they're still around. Sub-on-wise, we have the Geek Vape Z Fly tank, I'm gonna call it, the Z Fly or Z Flea or Z Fli tank. Judging from the looks of it, it's just another Zeus tank with a flip-up top. I'm going to guess that's probably the only difference, but still, got to do the due diligence on that. We have a little bit of an older rebuildable, but it's one that I could grab here because honestly, it's getting harder and harder to find rebuildables that I can get these days. But we have the Kylan 3 here from Vandy Vape. Now, it's invisible. That's right, it's not in here because it's right here. Yes, the Kylan 3 RTA. Just waiting for the vapor to just kind of like dissipate a bit because I couldn't see myself in the camera for a while here, but yes, there you are! Here I am, and let's get started. So as a person who has been working in the vape industry for roughly about 8 years now, that's quite a while, but still 8 years, yes. Birthdays after birthdays, the hair getting a little grayer, a little longer, not even bothering to do my hair anymore, just covering it with a beanie because I'm too freaking lazy. But I digress. Anyway, for those of you who are thinking about working in vape shops or have worked in vape shops in the past or maybe thinking about opening up your own, I would caution you on that. Definitely take a look into the local laws first. Become very, very, very familiar with your local laws, your local, just your local everything basically, from your lobbyists to your senators to your mayors to your governor. Bleh. The reason why I say this right now is this year there has been a lot of bills being pushed basically by big tobacco in a lot of different states. It's the same bill worded slightly differently for different states. For Washington State, for example, we have SB 6118. This would basically give Washington State the power to kind of override the FDA version of the PMTA and allow them to basically make everything illegal overnight as far as what's not been approved by the FDA, even if it has a staying order, or even if it has a marketing order, as long as it doesn't have an MDO right now with the way things work. Let me see here. I actually have it printed out because I don't want to flub on this here. See, look at that. I came prepared! Yes! And my eyes are getting worse. Let me adjust the glasses here. Yes, according to the PMTA process of the FDA, if a company submits a PMTA for their product and the marketing order is granted, that product can legally be sold until it receives an MDO. So what these laws would do is they would eliminate that portion entirely to where even if a product hasn't been denied, it couldn't be sold because it's not been approved by the FDA. And we all know that the FDA has only approved a certain handful of products which are owned by, can you guess who it is? Let me give you a hint here. Big tobacco. Why did I do that? I don't know. Yeah, this is happening in a lot of states, Florida, Virginia. Let's see here. Let me pull up my list here that I actually have from CASAA, by the way. So there are things happening in Indiana. It's a Big Tobacco Protection Act. Basically, it's the same thing, same type of bill in roughly. Washington State, same thing. Virginia, same thing there. Florida, same thing. So these states right now, they're planning to add more states, and all these bills are actually being pushed by big tobacco. Now, if you haven't seen the other video that I released for the Dole Dime Report, which is going to be a new type of thing, we're only touching slightly on advocacy here, but that one is definitely a more news and advocacy type of video stance. Rhode Island, though, has a vape tax that's being 80% tax on wholesale. In my opinion, pretty much kill the industry right there for Rhode Island. Going off of that here, I just want to lightly mention our brothers in arms as far as harm reduction goes. Zen. That's right, Zen. These guys. I don't know if it's going to focus or not because it's pretty bright there. There we go. Zen. Zenny, Zen, Zen, Zen. Zen's now under attack by Senator Schumer. And he's saying that, well, not just Zen, but basically all, nicotine pouches in general. It just makes me wonder, I've been talking to a lot of people because I myself have been very active on Reddit, on Twitter, just trying to push out the word about, locally for SB 6118. And there are a lot of uninformed, uneducated people out there. Then there are those who just don't give a damn. They don't care, or they claim to hate nicotine altogether and says everything should be done with. But what gets me is that within all of these things here, cigarettes, which have hundreds of thousands of chemicals in them, are approved by the FDA. And the only thing that they really need to be on there for regulation-wise is have that little warning. It says this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Yet, when it comes to the vapor industry, we take a look at the ones that have been approved. What is exactly different between, say, the Enjoy Ace, for example, and the Night Q Kit? Is it because the Night Q Kit here is an open-end device, so you can add whatever e-liquid you want to it, as opposed to the Enjoy Ace, where everything is made in China except for their e-liquid, but we all know what goes into e-liquid, which is PG, VG, flavoring, and nicotine. So it just gets me that big tobacco is getting the approval on everything there. Yet the same type of things, like for example, if we were to use, for example, the 50 bar, which is made completely in the US, and it's a closed-end disposable system. It's made by Beard Vape Co., assembled and built in the US, filled with US e-liquid. Something like that wouldn't get the approval of the FDA, and I wonder why. I mean, everyone kind of knows the answer. The answer to that is big pharma and big tobacco. But going back to Zen here, Zen's under attack because, oh no, it has, within there he quotes, such high amounts of nicotine. Well, I mean, if 3 milligrams of nicotine is very, very high, then I don't know what you're on, what kind of crack you're smoking, Senator Schumer, or if you prefer the FENTANYL type. Do you like them little blue pills? Is that what's going on there? Because to me, I'm seeing this more and more. I guess this has turned into a little bit of a rant about advocacy, but when things such as vaping and Zen, or nicotine pouches, become under attack much more, and yet actual, more important issues like homelessness and drug issues, such as fentanyl, are not being looked at. I mean, hell, in Seattle, people are getting used to stepping over dead bodies that have OD'd. It's a sad state of affairs when in this country, people are telling you to carry Narcan, but vaping is evil. Fentanyl's okay. In Seattle, they said that fentanyl, there's no secondhand effect from smoking fentanyl. And so people who smoke fentanyl are now free to smoke fentanyl on buses. Right, okay. But vaping is bad. So maybe this should be the new thing for all these senators out there. Vaping bad, fentanyl good. That sounds like a winner to me. Because after all, with the government, they know what's good for you. They know what the best thing is for you. And they're going to take away your rights. But I was not aware that this right here would be one of the deadliest things on the market right now. I was not aware that something like this would be so bad and deadly. When in fact, they're not bad, they're not deadly. They're harm reduction. No, let's see here. Let's get this over it. There we go. Right like that. When in fact the actual issue is, vaping is harm reduction. Nicotine pouches are harm reduction. So of course they're being used more and more by smokers and people who use chew as a healthier alternative. But what is that doing? That is taking money out of the government's pockets. What do you mean? Well, take a look at the MSA. It's also taking money out of big pharma's pockets because people are now using Zyn and vaping to quit smoking and quit chewing instead of, pills or gum or patches. Doesn't work for everybody. I can attest to that. I tried pills. I tried Wellbutrin. That didn't get me off cigarettes. I tried the patches. I wanted to smoke still. I tried the gum. Same thing. Still wanted to smoke. Tried cold turkey. Almost lost my job. I was a 3-pack-a-day smoker. The only thing that got me to quit was the iJust 2 from eLeaf. Yeah. I was a 3-pack-a-day smoker. And what got me to quit smoking was vaping. Yeah, the Zyn actually tastes pretty good. Citrusy. I think I prefer the coffee one more. I bought a coffee one too. No, Zyn is really good. If you're going on a flight, bring some Zyn. Why not? Man, this has turned into like a rambling thing, hasn't it? Yeah. If y'all are still watching, in the comments down below, just go ahead and type in the word egg beater. Why? Because it's random. And that just means you made it this far. Yes. Now I've gone out and done my own research too. I've gone to many gas stations around here and many smoke shops as well, talking to them about the popularity of Zyn or just nicotine pouches in general. And every single gas station and smoke shop that I talked to in the city of Snohomish, at least, I didn't really go far out there, but in the city of Snohomish, all of them have said that Zyn is their number one top seller when it comes to smokeless tobacco alternatives. And it just flies off the shelf. And this tells me one thing: harm reduction's working. Alternatives are working. It's less money for big tobacco. It's less money for big pharma. Those are the ones that are pushing for the bills, for flavor bans, for regulations, nanny states telling you what you can and can't do. I guess this has kind of turned into a rambling video. And I'm still gonna post it because that's what this is. It's a rambler. But I feel that maybe I put in some important parts in there about it. And as boring as listening about advocacy can be, it's one of the most important things as well. Unless we want our rights taken away from us to be able to vape the flavors that got us off cigarettes, or to use the flavors of nicotine pouches that got us off chew or cigarettes, we gotta do the advocacy. We gotta be boots on the ground. You can't stop doing it. Even mentioning it to people. I mean, for example, here in my shop, I have a QR code for people to scan about the federal tax and also about SB 6118. I let them know exactly what that's about. And so far, every person that I've talked to has scanned those and put in their own call to action. That's sometimes all you need. It's just to talk to somebody. Go to a local vape shop. Ask them if you can do advocacy for vaping and for just harm reduction in general. If anything like this right here can get you off the cigarettes or the chew, then that is harm reduction, period. One, thank you very much for watching. As always, I'm Ken. You're beautiful. Until next time, advocate.